You don't work more than 5 to 6 hours. Think about it. How we bathe, how we get out of your bed, everything matters. See, from a severe heat to the water, things are going crazy. So the heat is calming down, the soil is completely getting cold, water and everything. So if you see the calendar, every month there is a Sankranti, every month there is a Navratri, but we have made few things as one of the important, the topmost things. Why? Because that's how the whole system is made.
Because somebody defines something and I tend to just go along with whatever they say.
Yeah, that's the hierarchy in our society we follow. Morning, just have a sugarcane juice. After that, if your mouth stink, your liver is completely juicing up high. I can grow more young once I start doing. I'll transform. I'll get more young. I'll look like I'm in my 30s very soon. So I do that. It happens.
Dragging this introduction part a little, I've checked your WhatsApp, right? It says you are an acupuncturist.
Acupuncturist, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Nadi Vedya, classical acupuncturist,
Okay.
medicine. So yes. So
So is it like you're continuing or pursuing that profession or?
no, I'm not right now. I do practice on certain cases where I feel that it's a little critical. Otherwise, now what I've understood about human body is very different than what I've studied. Why things happen. It's not only about there's nothing called disease as such. There are ailments, there are functions due to, or dysfunctions due to what we eat, or where we go, or how we sit, and how we move around, how we bathe, how we get out of your bed, everything matters.
Okay.
So that's the illness. So moreover, it's all about eating food, how much you consume and when you consume.
Okay.
If you understand the moon and how the moon affects you, then most of your illnesses will taken care of.
Oh, does it really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why
Can
they even say, right? All this
Yeah, all
aushadas,
the
medicinal plants, they grow in moonlight.
yes, they
oh,
bloom.
can
They
you tell
bloom.
something on this?
See,
What is this?
today is Purnima, so full moon. So full moon does all kind of things to, because it's a high tide. So if you see that it's rainy season, it will be very high right now. So from Ekadashi, this was the biggest Ekadashi to now. So this is Guru Purnima. So we say it's Guru Purnima because things change now in a different manner. So now the sun is also moving towards the south.
Okay. So what should be the way that we should look to our in terms of food?
See, from a severe heat to the water, things are going crazy. So the heat is calming down, the soil is completely getting cold, water and everything. So the temperature. So from eating, the tamarind, the what do you say, the sweet and bittersweet, the sour sweet. Now we come to sweet. So jackfruit. Jackfruit has a different, the sweetness. If you see, it doesn't have the sweetness of mango or apple or a banana. It has a different, completely different sugar. Same goes with jamun. It has a different sugar. It really clears your tongue in a different way. So if you see the seasonal fruit, how it's changing, you understand the sugar and that tangy thing changes also, because that's where the body will balance itself. But if you eat any kind of a mango right now, you're gonna have a problem. If you eat too much of spice now, it will have a problem. So if you understand farming or how our culture was defined with food, it was because all the festivals were based on food only. So in Ashad, they will try to stir fry, and we'll have a lot of fried stuff. So why we have that thing? Because you eventually crave for that. and so on. The frying ends till the October, Diwali. So Diwali, after Diwali, we'll just consume slowly, little, because it remains till December. Because till December, after November, there's nothing. We don't have, for 1 month, 1.5 month, we don't have any kind of festival. We directly hit to Sankranti. So that is a very slow. Yes, the harvesting, the first harvesting, Sankranti. So if you see the calendar, every month there is a Sankranti, every month there is a Navratri. But we have made few things as one of the important, the topmost things. Why? Because that's how the whole system is made.
Yes. Yeah, and they also say, I've heard it somewhere. Uh, People from certain location, if they eat fruits and vegetables, especially fruits, uh, in that
Wherever
place,
you are,
yeah,
geographically,
geographical
wherever
place.
you are, you eat from that same soil. Whatever that soil is reaping out, you eat the same thing. You don't go and do your own thing. You will just mess it up.
But now everywhere, everything is available.
That's a mess.
That's a mess.
It's a farming is a mess right now because farmers are growing everything, and that's the reason there are there are certain microorganisms which come. They every plantation has some other plantation coming with it. So it was a crop rotation used to happen. So now they are not doing any of the crop rotation. That's the reason soil is also getting damaged. So soil needs that other crops also, which comes with those those
Which
vegetation.
increases the fertility of soil.
Yes.
Some does that. Some
Yes.
increases nitrogen content.
Yes. So we are just lacking on that.
I have one very stupid question.
Yes.
Uh, the system that we are talking,
Yes.
it's all part of a system.
Yes.
What is the system? Either in our cultural, during our historical times, or during the early freedom times, or now. I'm not talking of India specifically. Generally, for a person, what is a system? Because somebody defines something, and I tend to just go along with whatever they say.
Yeah, that's the hierarchy in our society we follow. So we follow, we love to follow, and we should follow, but we shouldn't be blind to follow. You should be logical. It should be logical to understand why are you doing that. Now there are people who would be not sleeping in the night, doing the binge watch, and they would say this is the generation X, Y, Z, whatever, and we follow this, we love this. No, this is something is not applicable to the humans. You're not a nocturnal person. You're not a nocturnal animal, rather. So
Humans can never.
no, it is a set. No, you can't. No, you will shorten your life. You'll suffer. You'll suffer more because see your organs, they are timely organized. They have a time based on the sun and the moon. Okay, so your body, mainly let's work on liver needs to process the bile of the gallbladder, and the timing is from 11 in the night to 1:30. If you're not sleeping by 9 o'clock, so the melatonin effect doesn't happen, which starts at 9:30. If that is not processing, you have skin ailments coming up. If that melatonin doesn't happen, the liver, which the stomach, which makes the juices to process the liver, to process the bile of gallbladder, won't happen because that time you'll be hogging. Because you think you're hungry. Because it's the same juices the stomach makes. It won't make something different to create a maintenance stuff, right? It makes the same acid. Now that same acid is processed in the liver. That's where the liver gets cooled. But if you're waking up at that hour and doing your whatever thing you're doing, obviously you're pushing your liver to an extreme. It gets hot. So people who have bad breath, they haven't slept at 1:30 in the night. So they have slept at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Oh,
You can just.
yeah. Bad breath is basically the liver rotting. or getting very heated if liver heats up. So if you want to ever see that, if you really have a hot liver, morning just have a sugarcane juice. After that, if your mouth stink, your liver is completely juicing up high.
Okay.
So if that's the reason they say if you have sugarcane in the morning, it will either cool it down or it will just see where it is. So you'll understand where it is. So if you start putting it for the first few days, you'll see how your liver is. If you're sleeping well, no problem. That sugar will really process in a very good way. But if you're not sleeping and it is fatty, it will just get your mouth stinking.
That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, coming about this system. Sorry, we
Yeah,
took a
system. Yes,
tangent.
sorry. The system. Yes, let's talk about system. Now we are like in the animal kingdom, there's a system, and for humans also there's a system. Nature is the one who creates the system. For animals, the nature is the one who is creating it. Nature has the rule. She defines it. Now I'm putting at she because we talk at Shakti. So she defines it. So if you see any animal or a bird, it will go off to sleep by 6 o'clock. The sun sets and they will not eat. By 5 o'clock, you throw anything to the birds or the crows. They won't eat. They'll see where it is for the next thing in the morning. Dogs also, they'll put it under the soil if they're not hungry. They'll hide it. So if they're not hungry, they'll just hide it. This is the system. They know what to do, when to do. If the animal, the closest, the domestic animal you can see is the dog, where you can see all kind of things going on to him. So if it's hurt, if he's bleeding, or if it's swollen with his leg, or something is done, he will just sit there, cry, and just sit there. You feed him the best of the best meat, he'll smell it and keep it. He'll just not touch it. Why? Because he knows when in pain you don't eat. Till the whole swelling goes off, he will not move or eat. How does this thing happen? Is there a system? Yeah. They know that this is the system. We are evolved. We want to create our own system. So what we do? We will do what we want to do. So what are you doing? Experimenting. See, we have 4 seasons. That means we have 90 days to each. Right? Around 90 days? Yeah. So 3 months to each. So 4 seasons we have. That means in every 90 days, you need to change what? Your eating habits, not your sleeping habits. You sleep because the sun is coming at the same time.
Yeah.
Either it will come early or it will set late. But it won't go like 9 o'clock rising. No. It will rise at 6, before 6, or before 4:30, or by 4:30 or quarter to 5. Extreme when you go to the mountains, by 4:30, quarter to 5, it's like bright. And the days are very long. Till 8 o'clock, it's quite bright. So that happens. So you either can wake up by 3:30, that means the system of nature is that if you wake up by 3:30, that means how much hours of sleep you should have has been marked by the nature. So how much work do you do in a day? Not more than 6 to 5 hours.
6 to 5 hours?
5 to 6 hours, yes.
Okay.
You don't work more than 5 to 6 hours. Think about it.
Okay.
You're not working. You really do good work for not more than 2 or 3 hours. In the sense that you have done something for a day. Whole day you just waste either moving around, running around, doing chores. That's all you do. You're not doing anything productive. You're just doing productive. If you look at it, you're productive for not more than 2 hours.
In the whole day, the
In the whole
actual productivity.
Yes.
Oh.
Half of the time you're just settling things. Either you settle on something and then you'll eat, you'll drink, you'll eat, you'll drink, you eat. That's all you're doing. Or you're on the reels. Nowadays this thing is there. You're eating and you're watching reels.
Oh God, true.
Today the population, wherever I go, Either it would be a bad parenting. Eat, baby, yes. And now I'm seeing the kids here who are staying down in the PG. Everyone will keep their phone and eat. I said, at least eat.
Yeah.
At least eat the food. And you want to watch, put your headphones. No, they won't put the headphones. They'll just make a market out of it. So that's something. So where is this system? How this system is a... Tell me how you brought this system.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
To each their own. They say to each their own, but I don't know.
But tell me one thing. Are you gaining anything out of this? Don't you think so? You are being controlled by something. You don't want to be in control and you are getting controlled. Don't you see that? See, the freedom is not cheap. You want freedom, it comes with severe responsibility. People say, I am free, I want freedom. No, freedom is not free. Freedom means severe responsibility. Or else, yes, or you're already in slavery. You do jobs, you're in slavery. That means you're in control of something. It is controlling you, it is putting you in system. And that's the reason you're following, you're behaving because of the system.
But that's the way of life.
But that is the slavery. Do you realize the difference between freedom and being slaved?
True.
You will cry out saying that I want to be liberal, but how? Where? You can't get out of your phone. Earlier it was a TV, now it's a phone. The worst thing is that it's in the pocket.
What actually is freedom, sir?
Freedom is pure responsibility. You want to feel free, you have to be responsible about yourself. Once you're responsible about yourself, you're free to do anything. If you're not responsible about yourself or where you are, how can you be free? Tell me that. Can you be free? You're liable. If you're not responsible, you're liable, isn't it? Yes, how I am. It's very important. Because if you're not happy, you're not blessed, you're not in a joyful mode, then everything around you is angry, anxiety, depression. Because this is what you're portraying out. Doing a charity is also brushing your ego. If you let it be the way it is, max you can do is pick it and drop it. That's all you can do. Can you change?